Matt with elitefts here at the Armory in Columbus, Ohio. This is a new build, beautiful facility. Should be opening up around November 1st, 2023. Looking at the posterior chain developer, signature version. It's going to have the logo panels on there. Reverse hypers, you can do glute ham raises, back raise, any kind of posterior chain movement you want to do on this piece. This is really good. The best thing about this, so you just step down on the release, adjust it. So it makes it really easy to adjust these, no pop pins or anything of those sorts. So this is the signature posterior chain developer by elitefts.com.
You know, and all of these things add up to that. And, you know, working in the D1 weight room for 4 years, what I saw was the strongest guys in the weight room were never the best guys on the field, you know. And Louis quoted somewhere, he says, you know, you can't make a football player in the weight room. You can make him stronger, you can make him more explosive. You can't make a football player. Like, that's done on the field. That's skill training. And I think that's the piece that people don't want to accept is that, like, and you saw this because you sponsored a lot of different guys. And when we would all get together, everybody was pretty smart.
100%.
Pretty intelligent. Like, you know, I remember having conversations with Brian Carroll, conversation with Jeremy Frey, and it was actual intellectual conversations around training and life in general. And it was like, oh, these guys are good because they're learning and they're researching and they're obsessed with this at a level that they have now an intelligence that they didn't have before.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, see, the random outlier can get to that level, right? Just genetics, and that random outlier can do that. Most people still, yes, genetics play this huge role, but to get to the level that you were at and those other guys were at, it takes intelligence and it takes personal accountability.
Yeah.
You know, because you can't, while Louis is a coach and there's coaches today, you can't 100% rely on that coach because then you're not taking 100% accountability. You know, the people that get to that top, it gets really fucking hard to put 5 more pounds on a lift.
Yeah.
So you have to look at everything, like what's going on here. And, you know, the steroids, chemicals, PEDs, they all play this role in there too, because the shit ain't healthy. You know, let's not kid anybody. I think it's common knowledge now, if you're going to push anything to the highest level, it's not fucking healthy. It's a little better in today's world because there are companies like Merrick Health, you know, that will help mitigate the damage. You know, by the way, link in the description. We got a profile in there. I know I pimp that a lot, but the reason why is because I know the levels people go through, and I know how hard that they push those things and where the blood pressure goes and all these other things go. That can be mitigated.
Yeah, and
right?
I think that's, people say to me, like, if you had a CPAP and you were working with the doctor, you probably would have continued. Maybe I would have.
Maybe, but here's the question. But let's say it was mitigated and you could still continue. You would have gone heavier.
Yeah.
You would have gained more weight. You know, so that
I would have ended up in the same spot probably.
Probably, right? Because it's one thing, because a lot of those were red flags, right? Because you can't fucking walk. You can't breathe. You're like, man, I'm going to die. Now, let's say you put the CPAP on there, you have blood pressure medications, now you can walk, now you can breathe, so what are you going to do? What you should do is listen to the care provider from Merrick or whatever that's helping to mitigate the damage, but what would typically happen if there wasn't somebody kind of overseeing that is you're going to say, man, I feel good. Yeah. I need to take more shit. And you know damn well you would, because I know damn well I would have.
Oh, yeah, at the time there wasn't any, there wasn't a worry about death. Yeah. Like, yeah, I'll die for this. And so much so that, like, legitimately, if someone had come to me and said, hey, like, we have a myostatin blocker, like, you'll get huge and strong, but you'll probably die at like 60. I would have said, sign me up. I was 20. I didn't care about living to 60. I didn't have I was married at the time and you know, and that ended in divorce because of how dedicated I was and, you know, the things that changed in my mind. But, like, I didn't have a family, you know, even though I was married, like, I don't care, like, it didn't matter. Like, and that was part of the reason it all went south, right? Because, like, everything was centered around lifting and being stronger, and nothing else was as important in my life as that. Nothing else. Nothing came before it. I mean, I missed family weddings. I missed Christmases because I got fucking train. I got meets coming up, you know? And, you know, thankfully he started only lifting, you know, competing like twice a year as you got better. Lou was like, hey, you need to come down. So you got to do a little bit more of that stuff. But to me, like, that was the most important thing. So yeah, like, you come to me and say, I got this drug that's going to get you to be the best. And yeah, but it'd probably kill you young. Okay, cool, whatever. Like, it wasn't a reality till it was a reality, you know?
Now, when that's so ingrained in your identity, right, then you stop. You know, How was that?
So it was 10 years, you know. So I try to find something else to channel into right away.
What do you mean 10 years?
10 years since I started powerlifting.
Yes.
So for me, and this is, I don't think there's ever a right or wrong. It's just, it is what it is, right? For me, the only way out was to be done.
Mm-hmm.
I can't train like a powerlifter. I can't keep, because I'm going to chase numbers. You know, that's how I tore my pec off one day. We had a little powerlifting crew that my girlfriend at the time was a part of, and I would go in and help. And one day they wanted me to bench with them. All right, motherfuckers, I want to beat all of you. And that's how I tore my pec, because I want to beat the numbers. And I was so close to where I used to be that, you know, and so I said, I can't do that. So I was heavily involved in CrossFit. I was with Dave Castro at the time. We were at a baseball game, and he's like, what are you doing now? And I'm like, I'm trying to figure it out, you know, doing a lot of like, you know, kind of circuit style training and stuff like that. He said, I want to give CrossFit a try. I said, I'm no shape to do CrossFit. He goes, that's the dumbest fucking thing I've ever heard. He was like, CrossFit's the best way to get in shape. So I started doing CrossFit, but of course I'm obsessed. So, and because of who I am, I get access to everybody. So I'm talking to Kelly, you know, about mobility. I'm working, you know, talking to other top lifters that we you know, that competed, and training 3 times a day, and, you know, doing all of that. And, you know, the pec injury was during that time, powerlifting. And I said, oh man, I'm doing it again. Like, that injury set me back. And it was kind of like, oh, this is the universe saying, you know, like, hey, you're being crazy again, competing. So I said, okay, can't do the CrossFit, right? So, bodybuilders lose weight, they get in shape. So I'll do a bodybuilding show. And so, again, because of who I am, I got access to John Meadows, access to Shelby. So I'm working with some of the best coaches in the world. I'm at a gym that has other pro bodybuilders, and I'm training. I do my first show, and I remember the guys coming up to, where are you from? I said, I live here. It's like, how come we've never seen you before? I've never done a bodybuilding show before. He goes, really? I go, no. He's like, you have perfect symmetry. He was like, you need bigger lower lats and bigger upper chest, and you will turn pro. So, you know, I decided to hit up Justin Harris. So I thought, Justin really knows his stuff. I love Shelby, but I don't know why bodybuilding does this to you, but you always want to try different things, you know? So I'd done great with Shelby. He brought me in phenomenally, but I decided I would hit up Justin Harris. So I started working with Justin, and Justin puts me on a Vulcan diet. And so I'd gone from 320. The day before my bodybuilding show, I was 221. So, you know, 99 pounds. I lost. I always say 100, but the truth is 99. And then I was up to 280. And I'm eating. I don't know what meal it was. And I hear myself breathing again. And I just put my fork down. I go, I'm going to kill myself. Because I was obsessed again. And I was like, pushing it now because I was going to be pro.
Hey guys, I'm back in the gym with another limited edition apparel drop. This is the new Live, Learn, Pass On shirt. I'd be remiss if I didn't talk about our cambered grip American cable attachment. This attachment has 4 grips and it's cambered. So when you flip it, it actually becomes 8 grips. And if you turn it upside down, there's actually 16. This is one of our most used cable attachments out in the gym. Even got that full range of motion. We got a second limited edition drop this month as well. Head over to elitefts.com, pick up the shirt, pick up the cable attachments, and we'll see you next time. If you like this video and want to see more like it, click here.